Monday's Farm Talk, we get a harvest update with Ted Kessel, Belfield, North Dakota farmer. The frost bow is playing havoc with you, correct? With your corn a little bit today?
Yeah, frost really took some yield off. I'd say it's probably 40%. I mean, the hilltops are just, it was a big crop. There's no doubt about it. And you get to the bottoms, it's going to get kind of disappointing in what you would have been. I'd say overall average on our fields, we're probably going to be, we've probably been just a tick above APH. A lot of our crops, we had a lot of storms come through there, a lot of hail and a lot of wind on them. So,
At Twins Hire, that's kind of, I don't say out there in left field, but definitely one that hadn't been on, I think, the radar.
Tops are good, right? The hilltops are good, it's the
No,
bottoms, it's the valley.
I don't think so.
You get the front. I said that right, I hope.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hilltops, I mean, we're cutting.
Be interesting to know why they went that way.
150, which is a number we don't see out here hardly ever on the bottom.
I'm sure,
Ag Central.
I mean, I think you're right when you made the comment, he knows how to manage it with basically no budget.
yeah.
Where,
Well, he knows the organization, so.
yeah.
Radio Network, your home for all things agriculture information. We have and will continue to work hard every day to deliver the information you need. This is the Radio Network. That's a check of our Ag News update to the Ag Central Radio Network. Wake up mornings with Bob Holgren.
I get it. You hate Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Bob Holgren on AM 1230 KTRS. This is Bill Wise with the latest Appetite for Pork report. And here's Patrick Fleming, President of Demand Development with the National Pork Board, talking about how retailers
Appetite for pork.
Taste What Pork Can Do consumer
Pork.
brand campaign.
We've always included retailers because that's the last mile. We can provide all the marketing and all the campaign support and all the brand support, but at the end of the day, the transaction happens at retailers and food service operators, so that last foot purchase has to be done at that transactional point. We bring them into the conversation. We can make sure that checkout dollars are being wisely invested in the fact that we're providing tools that retailers can use, whether that's art, the creative photography that we're using in our ads that retailers can then use on their website, the logo placement with the logo lockup with the tagline that Pork Can Do obviously help connect our advertising to their weekly ads, or in-store point-of-sale materials so you can link the ad to the place of purchase.
To find out more, visit porkcheckoff.org/2025.
KTRF. Just got a text, some snow flurries just east of Viking. A little bit of light precipitation, some drizzle, maybe a flake or two of early season snow. Nothing that's going to last very long. We'll tell you more about the weather coming up in a moment. Right now it's sports, scores, and schedules, and for that we say good morning to Wade Allen.
Good morning, Bob. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. What starts a busy rest of the week for us here at Thief River Falls Radio, and the football playoffs and playoffs in general continue on across the state. Let's start with high school football, where the Minnesota High School Football Section Finals will get underway in limited action today before a full slate of games happen tomorrow night. There are 6 games on the docket tonight, including 4 at the Fargo Dome, and then 50 more contests tomorrow with a total of 56 total winners for the next 2 nights, advancing to the state tournament. And let's get into that. So activity at the Fargo Dome today. Things will get underway at the Fargo Dome at 11:30 a.m. with the Section 4 9-player championship, followed by the Section 8 9-man. That's one we will have for you on Thief River Falls Radio today. We will have the Stephen Argyle Kitson County Central contest for you on Thief River Falls Radio. North Country 99.3. Jameson will have that one for us right around 1:30 pregame, 2 o'clock kickoff. And then game 3 of the day at the Fargo Dome, right around 4:30, will be the Section 6 9-man championship for the Beltrami and Foston. And then our second coverage of the day today will feature the Section 8A championship. Mahnomen Waban taking on Red Lake County. right around 7 p.m. tonight, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Jameson will have that one for us on 94.1 The Fall. So 4 big games today, and then 4 tomorrow. We'll get underway at the Dome right around 10 a.m. tomorrow. Actually, correction, 5 games tomorrow at the Dome tomorrow. Section 4A, right around 10 a.m. 12:30 p.m. will be the Section 6A championship, followed by the Section 6AA at 3, the Section 8AA at 5:30 tomorrow night, and then, of course, the nightcap that we will have for you tomorrow evening on KTRF, featuring the Thief River Falls Prowlers taking on the Dilworth Glendon Felton at 7:30 pregame, 8 o'clock kickoff. Right around that time frame, just depends on, of course, the length and whatnot of the other games, which should be right around 8 o'clock tomorrow night. DGF Thief River Falls on KTRF tomorrow night. So that's the activities going on at the Dome. Other action for you this weekend and tonight. We will have the Thursday night football game between Baltimore and Miami. More on that coming up. Gophers are at Wisconsin in hockey, and Pittsburgh is at the Minnesota Wild tonight in NHL. Well, the Minnesota Twins, they have found their new manager. Multiple media outlets are reporting that the Twins have hired Derek Shelton to be their new skipper. Shelton spent the last 6 seasons managing the Pittsburgh Pirates before getting fired in May, finishing his tenure at 306 and 440 losses. He also was Minnesota's bench coach in 2018 and 2019. Shelton replaces Rocco Baldelli, who was fired by the team last month. Speaking of baseball, the Fall Classic continues, and we're 1 game away from possibly crowning the next champ. The Toronto Blue Jays are 1 win away from doing that, winning their first World Series since 1993. They hold a 3-2 series lead over the defending champs, LA Dodgers. Rookie pitcher Trey Yesavage led the Blue Jays to a 6-1 win in Game 5 last night, as the series now returns to Toronto for at least Game 6, possibly Game 7. Yesavage was dominant, and the Blue Jays offense was led by Davis Schneider and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who both hit home runs last night. Yesavage's historic 12 strikeout performance in Game 5 set a new postseason record for a rookie. Toronto Blue Jays lead the best of 7, 3-2. Again, Game 6 and 7 back in Toronto starting tomorrow night at 7. And then if need be, Game 7 would be Saturday night, also at 7. The 20th ranked Golden Gopher volleyball team swept past Illinois in a key midweek Big Ten matchup last night. The set scores were 26-24, 25-12, and 25-22. Gopher senior outside hitter Julia Hansen of Savage had a career night with 23 kills. This was her second match this season of at least 20-plus kills. Redshirt freshman Stella Swenson of Minnetonka had 33 assists in the victory. Minnesota improves to 10-1 at home this year, moving to 17-5 overall and 7-4 in the Big Ten. Gophers will host the 22nd rated USC on Saturday night at 8 p.m. The 16-5 Trojans upset number 11 Wisconsin in Madison last night 3-1 to improve to 16-5 overall and 7-4 in the Big Ten. Well, the Minnesota Vikings, they're adding some quarterback depth, as the team said they signed John Wolford to a practice squad contract yesterday. Wolford was an undrafted free agent back in 2018 and was most recently on the Jaguars roster last year. Kevin O'Connell coached Wolford for 2 seasons while he was the offensive coordinator for the Rams. He passed for 626 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 picks in his 4 career starts. And quarterback J.J. McCarthy talks about he's being glad to be back practicing and starting this week. Vikings and Lions, noon Sunday, right here on KTRF. And speaking of football, it is week 9 of the National Football League season. As it gets underway tonight, as the Baltimore Ravens will play the Miami Dolphins in Thursday Night Football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, 7:30 tonight here on KTRF. Lamar Jackson is set to return after missing 3 games. The offense is expected to be boasted by the 2-time MVP's return, and the formidable run-in attack with Jackson and Derrick Henry will be a key challenge for Miami. Miami will look to continue its momentum from their big win last weekend at home. However, the Dolphins' run defense has struggled this season and will be tested by the Ravens' powerful ground game. Ravens and Dolphins, Thursday Night Football tonight, 7:30 here on KTRF. And again, a note that the trade deadline is coming up Tuesday, November 4th. So a lot of movement could happen between now and then as well. Minnesota Timberwolves could not take advantage of a 20-point fourth quarter comeback and lost to the LA Lakers last night in Minneapolis, 116-115. The Wolves put up 24-7 run to take a 1-point lead when Julius Randle hit a layup with 10 seconds remaining. But LA's Austin Rivas knocked down a floater at the buzzer to give the Lakers the win. And Julius Randle says they have to get better on defense. Minnesota dropped to 2-3 on the season. The Wolves visit the Hornets on Saturday night at 5 p.m. We will have coverage of that following Bison football on Saturday. Golden Gopher quarterback Drake Lindsey says he has to simply work hard in responding to last week's 41-13 loss at Iowa as the Michigan State Spartans come to town to take on the Golden Gophers at Huntington Bank Stadium Saturday afternoon. And quarterback Drake Lindsey says he has to remain consistent. The Gophers are 5-3 overall, 3-2 in the Big Ten. Visiting Spartans are 3-5 on the year, 0-5 in the conference. They have dropped 5 games in a row. Well, the 19th ranked Golden Gopher men's hockey team visits number 14 Wisconsin for a 2-game Big Ten series starting tonight in Madison. Minnesota enters tonight's game with a 2-5-1 overall record after being swept by Minnesota Duluth last weekend in Minneapolis. The 4-0-2 Badgers, after sweeping Alaska Fairbanks last weekend. Minnesota leads the all-time series with Wisconsin 188, 103, and 25. Tonight's game starts at 8 p.m. with Saturday's series finale slated for 6 p.m. Both games at the Kohl Center in Madison. And finally, Bob, the stakes for the all 3 U.S. skiers, skaters, and snowboarders and sliders over the next 100 days could be more clear as a chance for Olympic glory, a chance to compete for not only gold medal this year, but for the first time a chance to make $100,000 thanks to a recent $100 million donation to the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Foundation. Athletes who make the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic teams starting next year in Italy will be eligible to receive $100,000 grant when they retire. So some money being added to the Olympics.
America is one of the few countries, and a lot of the Western countries don't pay their Olympic athletes.
Right.
Oh yeah, we provide training.
Yep.
And things like that to get them there. In most of the sports, there are some individuals that seem to foot a lot of their own bill, but
Yeah.
a lot of countries do. They pay their athletes.
Right.
And you could it could go in the same. I think the same argument to whether or not pro athletes should compete at the Olympic Games or not.
Good point. Yep.
I preferred the amateur.
I agree.
But there were, if you like to see your country win, then you send the pros.
Right. Yeah, kind of like when they first allowed the NBA players to first join.
Exactly.
It was a bunch of college kids, was it not?
It's like the Miracle on Ice in 1980.
Yep.
You can't do that again.
Right.
Because college, there might be a phenomenal college player in the mix, but basically you've got NHL
Right.
all-star teams
Yep.
participating. So, but yeah, I think there should be some money there. There should be some reward if you're going to. But with reward comes responsibility. You can't. I'd say if you're going to win a medal and represent the USA, you got to represent in a positive light. You can't turn around and
Absolutely.
be an anarchist and burn the
Right.
flag, or there's some responsibility.
Right. And I think too on that kind of same forefront is sometimes a lot of the medalists, maybe more so the gold than the other ones, but not taking away anything from the other ones, but it seems like they get a little bit of notary and fame from winning those medals too.
It opens up a big venue of income generating opportunities
Right.
from public appearances to social media to, some of them turn into announcers or coaches. And
Right.
so it's, endorsement deals alone are huge. So,
Like Michael Phelps, I mean, I think he's kind of one, that had benefited pretty well from that.
oh, yeah.
Just to name a few, but
Yeah, and I did see, by the way, your event starts February 6th.
okay.
So you should show up at Trento, Italy on February the 5th because the preliminaries for the men's ski jumping start February 6th. And you're third.
I'm third.
Yeah, you go
Oh,
down
okay.
the jump third. this
And
year.
you interior 1 and 2?
No.
Oh.
I'll be watching from home.
Okay.
Who would, North Dakota has had a couple of ski jumps.
Yeah.
I know Grand Forks had a pretty impressive jump at one time, and there were a few others in North Dakota and Minnesota. So,
That's another one that's just mind-boggling and fun to watch because, man, when they come down that jump, they are moving.
well, yeah, but I often stuff like that happens. I go, all right, who was sitting around a campfire sometime going, here, hold my beer.
Right, yeah, okay.
And somebody, that you didn't break anything. Let me try that. And what if we jumped higher? And I don't know, how did this stuff like that start? And here we are.
Some of those falls and stuff, when you
Oh.
see them tumble, man alive, that just looks like a train wreck.
Then they fly through the air. And you just go.
Pretty incredible.
Who was the first? Who thought this up?
Right?
Or were they sitting around going, all right, we need one more thing. What's going to excite the people? What if we throw people out? No, how about if they jump willingly? Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's quite. So the whole Olympic, I love the whole concept of all the Olympics. To me, the winter ones are more fun than kind of the summer ones. At least my thinking.
I'm with you there too. There are some summer ones that I gravitate to, but they aren't the usual
Right.
games.
Yep.
I kind of dig watching the kayakers
Yeah.
and some of those things. Outside of the traditional sports, if you will.
Right. Yep. I agree with that.
All right. So, well, in February is the Winter Games.
It's not too far away.
Not at all.
And what's that go? Like about a month?
Oh yeah, it ends
Something
up
like
taking- But by the time you do the Olympics and the Paralympics,
Yeah.
it encompasses a full month at least. So, all right, we'll look forward to more on that.
Very
more
good.
On the sports, busy night tonight and tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Look forward to the call of the games here on Thief River Falls Radio. Wade, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
7:45. It is Thursday, the 30th of October. We had a report of a few